Welcome to Hong Kong Brief. The content of the briefing includes: Hong Kong gets first crypto trading app for retail investors. Sapporo and Carlsberg team up in Singapore and Malaysia. China's property sector loans contract for first time on record. LIV golf spot looms as Ogletree leads into China Open, with Hong Kong event next. Hong Kong's origami fans share their passion at regular meetups. Hong Kong gets first crypto trading app for retail investors. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong-based Hashkey Group has launched a cryptocurrency trading app, the first to receive approval from the Securities and Futures Commission since the JPEX scandal. The Hashkey exchange app was approved last Friday and went live on Wednesday. Hong Kongers can buy Bitcoin and Ether through the app using Hong Kong or US dollars. The launch comes 1 year after the Hong Kong government introduced a mandatory licensing scheme for cryptocurrency platforms. Sapporo and Carlsberg team up in Singapore and Malaysia. Nikkei Asia. Sapporo Breweries is partnering with Carlsberg Group to sell its Sapporo Premium and Yebisu brands in Southeast Asia and Hong Kong. The aim is to double Sapporo's 2023 sales estimate for the region by 2026. Selling the equivalent of 1.5 million cases of 2,633 milliliter bottles annually. Sapporo has signed distributorship agreements with Carlsberg in Singapore, Malaysia, and Hong Kong, and will utilize Carlsberg's sales channels to boost numbers. Sapporo's share of Japan's alcoholic beverage market is declining, and the company hopes to grow globally by expanding in Asia, as it currently relies on North America for most of its overseas sales. China's property sector loans contract for first time on record. Bloomberg. China's outstanding property loans have fallen on a yearly basis for the first time on record, indicating stress in the sector despite official assurances of stabilizing declines. The outstanding amount of loans to the property sector fell 100 billion Chinese yuan, $14.9 billion, to 53.19 trillion Chinese yuan, $7.3 trillion, at the end of September compared with the level a year earlier, according to a statement from the People's Bank of China on Wednesday. This is the first year-on-year drop in the data going back to 2005. Despite the drop, the PBOC said in its statement the overall slowdown in property loans has stabilized, adding that the pace of declines by the end of September was unchanged from August. LIV golf spot looms as Ogletree leads into China Open, with Hong Kong event next. South China Morning Post. Andy Ogletree is leading the race to secure a place with LIV Golf in 2024. Ogletree currently holds a healthy lead at the top of the order of merit in the International Series, with David Puig and Kieran Vincent in second and third place respectively. Ogletree's strong performances in recent tournaments have made him the favorite to join LIV Golf next year. However, with 2 more tournaments to go this month and a large cash prize for the winner of each tournament, other players still have a chance to challenge for the top spot. The top 32 players from the money list will earn places in next month's LIV Golf Promotions Tournament, where the top 3 players will be drafted into a LIV team for next season. Hong Kong's origami fans share their passion at regular meetups. Japan Times. Origami enthusiasts in Hong Kong have been organizing monthly meetups to share their love of the traditional Japanese art form. The group, created by government employee Matthew Wong, aims to provide a welcoming and inclusive space for people of all backgrounds and ages to connect and indulge in their shared passion for origami. The word origami comes from the Japanese words ori, meaning folding, and kami, meaning paper. Biden and Xi to meet as US and China seek another reset. The Globe and Mail. US President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping will meet on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in San Francisco later this month, the White House confirmed Tuesday. The announcement comes as a result of weeks of improved relations on both sides. The summit will be the first time Mr. Xi and Mr. Biden have spoken face-to-face since November 2022, when they met in Bali, Indonesia on the sidelines of the G20. Rolex seller backed by Ackman and Michael Jordan in US expansion. Bloomberg. Luxury watch retailer Watchbox is rebranding itself as the 1916 Company and is acquiring two U.S. watch and jewelry companies to become one of the biggest sellers of new and used Rolex watches. The acquisitions will add 5 Rolex authorized dealerships to its existing Philadelphia store and will be renamed the 1916 Company. The company plans to become an official Rolex certified pre-owned dealer, meaning it will only sell used watches that have been authenticated by Rolex. The expansion follows a move by Rolex into retail with the acquisition of Bucherer AG and its 100 stores in August. Hong Kong dishes up more food and drink discounts after Winefest goes down well. South China Morning Post. Hong Kong's Wine and Dine Festival attracted 140,000 visitors and featured over 300 booths. The festival, run by the Hong Kong Tourism Board, was one of the city's first mega events since reopening its borders. Building on the success of the festival, the board has collaborated with 400 restaurants and bars to launch a follow-up event called Hong Kong Wine and Dine Taste Around Town. The event offers passes that give consumers 8 tokens to buy cocktails at 60 participating bars, as well as discounts on set menus at over 250 restaurants. Additionally, 1 million sets of dining coupons worth 100 Hong Kong dollars each will be given to inbound tourists to encourage spending and boost the economy. Evergrande proposes creditors swap debt for equity in listed units, sources. South China Morning Post. China Evergrande Group is proposing a new debt restructuring plan for offshore bondholders that would involve swapping their debts for an equity stake in each of the developer's 2 Hong Kong-listed subsidiaries. The bondholders, who hold around $19 billion of debt, are likely to face a significant loss on their investments if they agree to the new terms. The proposal will be crucial to Evergrande's survival as the company must form a concrete debt restructuring plan before a liquidation hearing on December 4. Shares in the subsidiaries have fallen more than 80% this year. Matai shares jump after Chinese liquor maker raises prices. Financial Times. Shares in Kwaichow Matai, one of China's most valuable businesses and a leading producer of baijiu, have risen 6% after it increased distributor prices for the first time in 6 years. The company, which now has a market cap of over RMB 290 billion dollars, raised the price of its flagship product by 20% to RMB 169. The move is seen as positive news for China's struggling stock market, which has been hit by poor economic data and worsening relations with the U.S. The price increase is likely to result in significantly increased profit growth in 2024. North Korea shuts over dozen embassies across the world. The Independent. North Korea is shutting down embassies in Spain, Hong Kong, and several African countries, according to local media reports, marking the closure of nearly 25% of its diplomatic missions worldwide. The move suggests that North Korea is struggling to keep its embassies afloat amid global sanctions. The closures will have implications for diplomatic engagement, humanitarian work, and the country's ability to generate illicit revenue. South Korea's Unification Ministry said the closures were a result of the North's financial difficulties in foreign markets due to international sanctions aimed at choking funding for its nuclear and missile programs. Evergrande said to have proposed new debt plan, Reuters says. Bloomberg. China Evergrande Group is proposing a new debt restructuring plan for offshore bondholders, according to sources. The plan would involve swapping debt for about a 30% equity stake in each of the company's 2 Hong Kong-listed subsidiaries. Evergrande's legal representative mentioned that shares of China Evergrande New Energy Vehicle Group and Evergrande Property Services Group would be used in any future debt restructuring attempts. The developer shocked creditors last month when it said it would reassess its offshore debt restructuring plan due to being unable to meet Chinese requirements to issue new bonds. India launches IT hardware import management system, 5 things to know. Nikkei Asia. India's new import management system for monitoring electronic shipments comes into force on December 1. The new online mechanism will enable electronic and automated issuance of authorization for imports, while companies will have to register the value and quantity of products they are bringing in. The system is seen as a stepping stone to a plan to impose licensing requirements on such imports. The new system is intended to boost domestic manufacturing and address concerns about cybersecurity. It will also establish trusted supply chains so that there is clear data on specific products coming from different sources. The planned restrictions did not sit well with Washington or Beijing, with the U.S. concerned about the impact on exports from tech giants such as Apple and Dell. The Chinese government also raised the issue at a meeting of the World Trade Organization's Committee on Market Access. Toyota raises profit forecast 50% on weak yen, record sales. Bloomberg. Toyota has raised its operating profit forecast after reporting record quarterly earnings. The company says that operating profit should reach 4.5 trillion Japanese yen, $39 billion, for the fiscal year through March, up from prior guidance for 3 trillion Japanese yen. The carmaker sold an unprecedented 5.6 million vehicles in April-September, remaining the world's #1 carmaker. Macau casino revenue jumps in October on China Golden Week boom. Bloomberg. Macau's casino revenue rose in October to 74% of pre-COVID levels, driven by a surge in tourists during China's Golden Week holiday. Gross gaming revenue increased 400% to $2.4 billion, surpassing analyst estimates. Hello, I'm Dr. Six from the 6 Degrees World. As your resident observer, I bring you the latest news from around the world. Let's dive in. In Hong Kong, the first cryptocurrency trading app for retail investors has been launched. The Hashkey exchange app allows Hong Kongers to buy Bitcoin and Ether using Hong Kong or US dollars. This is an exciting development for crypto enthusiasts in the region. Moving on to the world of beverages, Sapporo Breweries has teamed up with Carlsberg Group to sell its brands in Southeast Asia and Hong Kong. Sapporo aims to double its sales estimate for the region by 2026. This partnership will leverage Carlsberg's sales channels to boost Sapporo's presence in the market. In China, the property sector is facing some challenges as outstanding property loans have contracted for the first time on record. Despite official assurances of stabilizing declines, the sector is showing signs of stress. It will be interesting to see how this situation unfolds. On the sports front, golfer Andy Ogletree is leading the race to secure a place with LIV Golf in 2024. With strong performances in recent tournaments, Ogletree is the favorite to join the prestigious golf league. However, the competition is still open, and other players have a chance to challenge for the top spot. In Hong Kong, origami enthusiasts have been gathering for monthly meetups to share their passion for the traditional Japanese art form. These meetups provide a welcoming and inclusive space for people of all backgrounds and ages to connect and indulge in their love for origami. In international news, U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese leader Xi Jinping are set to meet on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit. This comes after weeks of improved relations between the two countries. It will be an important meeting to watch as the U.S. and China seek to reset their relationship. In the business world, luxury watch retailer Watchbox is rebranding itself as the 1916 Company and acquiring 2 U.S. watch and jewelry companies. The goal is to become one of the biggest sellers of new and used Rolex watches. This expansion follows Rolex's move into retail with the acquisition of Bucherer AG. In Hong Kong, the Wine and Dine Festival was a success, attracting thousands of visitors. Building on this momentum, the Hong Kong Tourism Board has launched a follow-up event called Hong Kong Wine and Dine Taste Around Town. This event offers consumers discounts on cocktails and set menus at participating bars and restaurants. It's a great opportunity for food and drink lovers to explore the culinary scene in Hong Kong. Moving to China, Evergrande Group is proposing a new debt restructuring plan for offshore bondholders. The plan involves swapping debt for an equity stake in the company's Hong Kong-listed subsidiaries. This proposal is crucial for Evergrande's survival as the company faces a liquidation hearing in December. In the world of spirits, Kwaichow Matai, one of China's leading producers of baijiu, has increased distributor prices for the first time in 6 years. This move has resulted in a 6% rise in the company's shares. It's positive news for China's struggling stock market, which has been facing challenges recently. In diplomatic news, North Korea is shutting down embassies in Spain, Hong Kong, and several African countries. This suggests that the country is facing financial difficulties due to global sanctions. The closures will have implications for diplomatic engagement and the country's ability to generate revenue. Turning to India, a new import management system for monitoring electronic shipments is set to come into force. The system aims to boost domestic manufacturing and address concerns about cybersecurity. However, this move has raised concerns from the US and China, as it could impact their exports. In the automotive industry, Toyota has raised its profit forecast after reporting record quarterly earnings. The company sold 5.6 million vehicles in the first half of the fiscal year, solidifying its position as the world's top carmaker. Lastly, Macau's casino revenue has seen a significant boost thanks to China's Golden Week holiday. Gross gaming revenue increased by 400%, surpassing analyst estimates. This is a positive sign for the region's tourism and entertainment industry. That's all for today's news. Remember, your thoughts and opinions matter too. What are your thoughts on these stories? Let's discuss. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.